Tyler Fitzgerald, our co-host, and we're here today to do some pre-season exercises so that most people have not had a chance to play golf over the winter, and when you come to the course and just pick up a club and start swinging away, you could injure yourself. So Tyler is going to break this down into two parts. The first part is our exercise you can do at home, and if you have extra gym equipment, he'll describe some of those exercises, and then we're going to do a series of exercises you can do when you come to the course. So Tyler, can you describe what you're going to do today?
Yeah, so today, and thanks John, keeping in shape is pretty important. If you want to play good golf and maintain your stamina on the golf course, I find being physically fit certainly will help your game and longevity playing the game. When I'm at home, I've built myself during COVID a nice little gym in my basement, and I have a few free weights, I have a few stretching machines, and it's really helped me keep my body in shape. And we're going to try to talk about a few of the exercises that I do at home, kind of maybe 3-4 times a week, to kind of just keep my body good to go for when I go out on the golf course. We're going to talk about a few core exercises that I'd like to do, so crunches and leg raises. We're going to talk about a little bit of the leg exercises that I like to do, so squats are a big part. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the stretching that I do, which helps my rotational, upper body rotational, and keeping my lower body from getting too fatigued on the course.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's get started.
Okay, we're going to start with some basic crunches. You want to get your knees up. You're going to have your back flat on the ground. You're going to have your hands just lightly around your ears or back of your head. And as we lift up, we're going to lift our shoulder blades off the ground, and we're just going to go slightly up. Right to there. And you're going to you should feel a bit of a crunch in your abdominal section right there. You don't want to go all the way up. You don't want to go too far up. That can put a little bit of extra pressure on your back. So we're just going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to do about 10 to 15 of these, and you want to do about 3 sets of those. That's going to feel really good on your abdominals. Another great exercise I like to do at home is doing some squats. Now you can do these assisted or unassisted. For those of you who are just getting into some physical activity and aren't too sure, what I recommend is going up against a flat wall, standing about 1 foot away from the wall, lean up against the wall, hands on your hips. Make sure that your feet are at least shoulder width apart, and that when you do go down, that your knees go outward. And watch how I do it. Go down to about 90 degrees, keeping your back flush on the wall, and going back up. Do this 10 to 12 times, and doing them 3 reps.
I notice you're doing them slow, so that's to create more.
That's right. You don't want to rush this. You want to really feel it in your quads. You're going to start feeling these muscles up here if you're doing it correctly. Taking your time. Make sure you breathe. Now, if you're feeling comfortable with that, if you want to take it to the next level, you can step away from the wall and do the same motion. You can keep your hands out in front for balance or on your side, up to you. Go all the way down and up. You want to keep your back straight. You can have it tilted or straight up, that's fine. Down and up. I'll do it sideways. Down and then up.
Again, bowing your knees out.
Bowing your knees out. And there's one more. For more of the advanced fitness person out there, you can take a free weight, something that's 10 or 12 pounds, hold it out in front, and then you do it. And then you really start feeling your legs start activating. Keep the weight close to your chest. Don't hold it too far out. Nice and close. Down and up. You'll feel the burn after doing a few of those. And another exercise I like to do to kind of help build some shoulder stability, shoulder muscle. A lot of people might have some bands, some exercise bands at home. What you want to do is you want to take your band. This is what I like to do. you lay it down. What you're gonna do is you're gonna have your elbows tight to your body. You're gonna have your hands facing outward, and you're gonna lift up. There we go. And straight up, and you start feeling it in your shoulders and even a little bit in your upper chest.
Again, slowly.
That's right. Slowly, keeping stable. You don't want to rush. Rushing isn't going to help. You can actually hurt yourself. You want to take your time. Up, feel the stretch, and down. 10 to 12 reps of those.
Okay, I don't have any bands, but I got a couple of small weights. What can I do with those?
Sure thing. So if you have weights instead, you know, these are 2 4-pound weights. I have these at home. Again, elbows tucked in. You're going to lift up, over the head, down, and keep it close. Up, down, and keep it close to your body. You never want to extend too far out. That'll put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Just keep them nice and tight. Up and down. Mobility is the key factor for this.
Great.
Okay, another really important part about the golf swing and golf in general is being able to keep your balance while you're swinging the golf club. One exercise I like to do to really help with my balance is, I'm going to turn sideways here, is doing some stretches, some leg raises behind myself while I stretch down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep most of my weight on my left side to begin with. I'm going to stretch down and then up, down, and then up. So you can really start feeling the amount of balance that's required to keep yourself from tipping over. Down, and then up.
And if you're a little shaky, you can do it against the wall and give yourself a
That's
little,
right.
yeah.
You can stabilize using a chair, if you have a chair close by,
okay.
with a wall. And you're also going to start feeling it in your glutes and your hamstring. If you have a little bit of some free weights around, you want to get a little bit more advanced in this, I have a kettlebell right here, kettlebell, and same thing. So I'm going down, 2 hands, up, down. When I'm down here, I'm stretching my leg back, up, down.
Now, Tyler, most of us have one good leg and one bad leg. Let's see you do the other one.
Okay. There we go. Just lift up.
He's got 2 good legs.
I'll tell you, John, having not done this for a few days, I can really feel it all up my leg, up to my glutes, and I know I'll probably feel it a little bit tomorrow as well.
Okay, so these are things you can do at home. Now let's talk about things you can do when you get to the course. Okay, Tyler's done a quick change and he's going to show us some exercises now on what you can do when you get to the golf course. Todd?
Yep. So, you know, we might not all have gyms in our basement or the ability to warm up before a round of golf. Some people say their only warm-up is their seat warmer in their car coming to the club. I highly recommend doing at least a little bit of stretching before you start swinging. I have my golf clubs with me here. You can do a lot of stretches with the clubs that you have. First stretch that I like to do is I'm going to take out one of my irons. I use this for stability. And we're going to do something very similar that we did at home with the back leg stretching. So we're just going to, first of all, put the club down. We're going to stretch, put our foot up. We're going to stretch our quads. And as we do this, we're going to feel like we're pushing back with our leg a little bit. I'll turn sideways here. So we're going to stretch, and we're going to feel stretching back. I feel it in my quads. I feel this in my hips as well. You're going to change to the other side. And while you're doing this, you want to count to 10 to get a really good stretch going. That's going to loosen up the quads. Another stretch that I really recommend doing are to help release, again, the hip muscles while you're swinging. Take your club for stability. You're going to put your leg over your knee, and you're going to start going into a squat position. You want to try and get your leg parallel to the ground as much as you can. And this is activating the glutes, stretching the glutes, as well as opening up the hips. And the last stretch I really make sure I do every time I go is stretching my calves. A very easy stretch. You're gonna put your club out in front of you. You're gonna step back. I'll do it sideways. You're gonna step back. You're gonna stretch a little bit forward with your knee. Knee shouldn't go past your toes, but you're gonna stretch out your quads. Stretch out your calves. Especially for all those walkers out there, this is a really, really good stretch. You're gonna change sides. Stretch out your calves. Okay, that's lower body. One more stretch for upper body and rotation. We're gonna take our club again. And again, depending on how much flexibility you have, you may or may not be able to do this fully. However, don't ever do anything that causes any pain. But if you are able to take your club, raise it over your shoulders, over your head, and feel that it's going back behind your head. This is opening up all your chest muscles, also getting your shoulders stretching right up there. You want to hold it again for about 10 to 15 seconds. Breathing as you do it. And then release. And then finally, the last one I like to do is get the elbows tucked in a little bit of a rotational turn with your club. Stretch. See how my legs are still planted on the ground? I'm not pivoting here, I'm just stretching. And then the other side. Now, if you're not able to do a full rotation, you can turn your feet a little bit to help. And you can do this 2 or 3 times each side. And you want to hold for about 10 seconds each. And that's just a great, great stretch for your lower back and your midsection as well.
Tyler, thank you very, very much. What you've done has benefited not just the Mezzanine members, but all the membership, and I hope they have a chance to take a look at this. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Sean.